Hello dear students, this course is named Elizabethan and Jacobean Drama and its course code is ENG 4238. Today we will go through the story of the Duchess of Murphy, and we have many more plays in this course. They are Dr. Faustus and the Spanish Tragedy and Volpone. But today we are going through the Duchess of Murphy. So let's get started. First of all, before going to the main story of the drama, we have to know about the important characters in the drama. So let us see who are they. They are the Duchess of Murphy, Antonio Bologna, Bozola, Daniel di Bozola, the Cardinal, Ferdinand, Julia, Delio, Castraccio, Kariola, Julia, then Malatesti, Roderigo, then Risolan, Silvio, Pescara, and a doctor. Now you just listen to me, but before that, let me talk about a little bit about the characters, and then we go to the story in brief. The Duchess of Murphy. She is the protagonist, sister to Ferdinand and the Cardinal. She is a widow at a very young age. Though her brothers warn her not to marry again, she secretly marries Antonio. Her brothers are angry and arrange to strangle her. She is sweet and noble, witty and clever. She has 3 children, 2 sons and a daughter by Antonio. Then we have Antonio. He is the steward of the Duchess of Murphy's palace. He is a gentle and honest person. He accepts the Duchess' proposal of marriage because of her tender behavior and honesty rather than her beauty. Their marriage is kept a secret for a certain period of time. Bozola accidentally kills Antonio. He is neither after the money nor the title of the Duchess. Then we go to Bozola. Bozola is a former servant of the Cardinal. Now he is sent by Ferdinand to spy on the Duchess as the manager of her horses. He is involved in the murder of the Duchess, her children, Kariola, Antonio, the Cardinal, Ferdinand, and even a servant. Finally, he feels guilty, and this change of heart makes him the play's most complex character. Then the Cardinal. The brother to the Duchess and Ferdinand, he is the older brother, a corrupt official in the Roman Catholic Church who keeps a mistress named Julia. He has arranged a spy, Bozola, to spy upon her sister. Then we have Ferdinand, the Duke of Calabria and twin brother of the Duchess. He is violent and gradually loses his sanity. Then we have Julia. Julia is Castraccio's wife and the Cardinal's mistress. She dies at the Cardinal's hands from a poisoned Bible. Then we go to Delio. Delio is a courtier who tries to owe Julia, friend of Antonio, a very good friend of Antonio. He is the source of important information and knows about the secret marriage of the Duchess to Antonio and their children. Then we have Castraccio. He is an old lord. He has a young, unfaithful wife, whose name is Julia. He is easygoing and tries to be on good terms with all. Then we go to Kariola. Who is Kariola? Kariola is the Duchess' waiting woman, and maidservant you can say, and knows the secret of the Duchess' marriage. She was the only witness when she got married. She dies tragically by strangling following the murder of the Duchess and the youngest children. Then we go to Julia. I told about Julia. It has been repeated over here. No worries. Let's go to Mala testing. He is also a courtier. He was a soldier as well. He was a courtier at the cardinal's court. A hanger-on, you can say. Then we go to some minor characters like Roderigo, then Grisolan and Silvio. They are all courtiers. And Pescara is a marquise. And there is a doctor sent for the diagnosis of Ferdinand's madness and of course for his remedy. So now we go to the story in brief. You just listen to the story. We see that the Duchess of Murphy, it is written by John Webster. You should remember, the Duchess of Murphy is written by John Webster. Okay, the Duchess of Murphy, she got widowed in a very young age, at a very young age. And she was very beautiful, as I told you, and intelligent as well. She had a steward named Antonio, who is very clever, honest, and good-looking as well. Somehow, she started loving Antonio. Even Antonio started loving her. But the brothers did not want her to remarry. It is a disgrace for their family to remarry. And they warned her not to remarry. She said that she won't marry, not to worry at all. But secretly, she loved Antonio so much that she married Antonio secretly. There was only one witness who knows about the marriage, that is Kariola. She told to Antonio whether Antonio loves her or not, but Antonio was very, frightened because the brothers are very cruel. They would do anything to Antonio and the Duchess, but the Duchess was quite bold. She says, "Just tell me whether you love me or not." Antonio said, yes, he loves her. That's why they got married. So it was a sudden marriage and it was a secret marriage. They did a wrong thing, marrying in secrecy, because they should have gone to a church which would prove that they were married. They didn't have any legal papers that they were married, and she was denounced later on. Anyway, Kariola just knows that they are married, and later on Delio knows, the best friend of Antonio, he knows about the marriage, and that's all. And as a token of love, the Duchess of Murphy gave the wedding ring of her previous husband, late husband, to Antonio, and Antonio accepted it. So the marriage goes on like this secretly. They love each other. That's very nice. From Act 1 to Act 2, when we go, we find that 9 months have passed. In the meantime, in Act 1, we find Bozola, who is a villain in this drama. He is a spy brought by Ferdinand and the cardinal, who wants him to spy on their sister, that what's she doing and all her activities. So superficially he is a manager of the horses, but actually he is appointed as a spy, and he has been promised to be rewarded as he wants by the brothers. So when we go to the other act, we find that 9 months have gone. So this is a flaw, or where we find that it takes 9 months to go from one act to the other act, and for this 9 months the brothers did not care about the whereabouts of the sister. Anyway, Bozola suspects that the Duchess of Murphy is going to be a mother. So he brought some ripe apricots so that he can judge that yes, she's really going to have a baby. When the Duchess of Murphy saw the apricots, she was so tempted that she ate all of them, and she had this consequence later on. She felt sick, and she was immediately taken to her bedchamber. There, Kariola attended her, and in the meantime, there was a false announcement by the Duchess that some of her jewels have been stolen, and all the servants, all the officers should be confined to their rooms until the daylight of the next day. So all of them were in their room, so that nobody could figure it out that she is going to give birth to a baby. Anyway, she gives birth to a baby. It is a son, and Antonio is a happy father of a beautiful son, beautiful child, and he went to make the horoscope of this child. In the meantime, we find that Bozola has come out of his room, and when Antonio comes back with the horoscope, he confronts with Bozola, and Bozola says and asks him why Bozola is out of his room. He says that he has just come out to say his prayers, but actually he came to spy on them. So it was dark, it was quite dark, and accidentally Antonio drops the horoscope of his child. That was his great mistake. There everything was written, thus a son born to the Duchess, and the date and everything. So this Bozola found it, and he took it, and he decides to tell all these things to her brothers. So the brothers are angry with the Duchess, and they say that they have to take revenge on the Duchess and the unknown father of the child. Till now, they do not know who is the father of the child. Okay, then when we go to the third act, 2 more years pass, and the Duchess of Murphy had 2 more children, one daughter and another son. So she has 2 sons and a daughter. Now, there are rumors that she is of loose character. She's not married, but there are children in the house. So everything is messed up. Now, the brothers are very angry. So there is another flaw. Why did they wait for 3 years? Anyway, now they want to get rid of this unknown father. Bozola has to know who is the father. Now, when Ferdinand is very angry with the Duchess, she thought to send Antonio to a safer place. So she said that Antonio is not a good manager. He just has done some mistake with the money, and now he has to be banished. These are all superficial things. But inwardly, she said to Antonio that you have to go to Ancona, and I am also coming with my children there, and we will live happily there. In the meantime, Bozola speaks very highly about Antonio. He is very good, honest, and all these things. So the Duchess thought that maybe Bozola is a friend of them, and she shared everything. She told him that Antonio has been falsely accused and he has been sent to Ancona for safety, and she is also joining him with the children. So now Bozola knows who is the father of the children, and he also knows that they are going to Ancona. He gives an advice to the Duchess that you go for a pilgrimage to the shrine of Lady of Loreto, so that people would, it would be an honor for you if you go in that way. The Duchess agrees, but in the meantime, Bozola tells everything, writes a letter, and lets the brothers to know all about the happenings of the Duchess. So they are very angry, and in the meantime, we find that Cardinal has become a soldier, and he has a ceremony there near the shrine of the Lady of Loreto. He is there, but Ferdinand uh, couldn't attend the ceremony for some reason. But the brother Cardinal is very near to the Duchess, and he banished the Duchess as well from Ancona. So nowhere to go. Where should they go? So the Duchess says to Antonio, if you want to leave, if you want to see me again in your life, then you go to Milan with our eldest son and be there for a while, and let me see what can I do. I will be with my younger children, with the younger children. I will be staying here, and you fled from here. So they agree to separate. Kariola is there with the Duchess. In the meantime, we see that Bozola comes in disguise, and he takes the Duchess as a prisoner to the same palace, the palace of the Duchess of Murphy. So she is imprisoned in her own palace. Now the brothers, especially Ferdinand, wants her to be out of her senses, wants her to get mad. So he has done everything to torture her. But she is very noble, she is very brave and bold. She didn't lose her senses till her death. She said, I'm still in my senses, I'm still the Duchess of Murphy. Let them do whatever they like. Okay. Then they set free some madmen, and they used to dance, sing around her to make her mad. But she was so patient, she did not lose her senses. Then the time has come for her to be strangled. She knew that, oh, in the meantime, I forgot you to say that Ferdinand showed some wax figures of Antonio and the children. He said, he took, he gave a dead man's hand to her with the wedding ring. So she thought in the darkness that it was the hand of Antonio, but it was actually a wax figure. These were all sources of torment to her. So she knows that Antonio is dead, and her child, who is with Antonio, is also dead. So she has no meaning in her life to live. So she says, okay, if you want me to die, let me die. And when I die, in the heaven, I will meet good people there. I'll meet Antonio, I will meet my child. So don't you worry. There are a number of ways uh, to embrace death. There are a number of doors through which death may come, so I will accept one of them. So the executioners come to strangle her. Bozola is so, cruel that he ordered the executioners to strangle her. But before she is strangled, she says that, you see, I'm in my senses, I haven't become mad, and I'm still the Duchess of Murphy. And she says, I want to see whether my son has been given the syrup because he has caught cold, and whether my daughter has said her night prayers before she goes to sleep. So these were her motherly affections, and she wanted to see the children. Anyway, Kariola says, don't you worry, nothing will happen to you. But, but Kariola at this point says that I will also die with you. Anyway, the executioners come with the rope and the bell and the tomb maker. The tomb maker is Bozola himself. So she says, pull very strongly so that the heaven comes upon me. She's so brave. Then she dies. When she is strangled, after her strangulation, two of her children are also uh, murdered, like they are also strangled by Bozola. By the executioners, but by the order of Bozola. And then they come to Kariola. Kariola is now afraid. She says, why do you want to strangle me? What have I done? But you see, just a little while ago she said that she would like to die with the Duchess, but when it has come for her, the turn has come to her, she's very afraid. She's very afraid. She says, I'm engaged, I'm going to have a baby, please don't kill me, or like this. Then Bozola says, it would be better if you died, because this would save your honor. We do not know actually Kariola was engaged or she was going to have a baby. Maybe these were all made up to save her life. Anyway, Kariola is also strangled. So 4 dead bodies are there lying side by side. Kariola is put in another room, and the Duchess and the children are together in another room. Now Ferdinand comes, and when he saw the face of the young sister, he says she dies very young. Cover her face. He can't tolerate the death of his sister. But he and his brother ordered Bozola to kill her. Now Bozola says, where is my reward? I've done my work. But Ferdinand refuses, says, she died too young. Why did you kill her? I was not in my senses when I gave these orders. So you are to be blamed. Why didn't you have any pity on her? Why didn't you take her to a safer place? Why? So it seems that Ferdinand is losing his mind. He's becoming mad. He says that I'm the twin brother of the Duchess. If I had to live the same age as she, I would also lie beside her death. I would also be dead today with her. So we see that he is starting to lose his mind. Now what to do? Bosola, there we find that there is a little bit change in Bosola now. Suddenly the Duchess moves. She has a little life in her. She says, Antonio, Antonio. And Bosola comes to very near to her, and now he thinks that if I could give my heart to the Duchess, what's the use? He can't help now. Then Bosola says to the Duchess that Antonio is safe, the children are safe, don't you worry, so that she can die in peace. Then she says, have mercy, and she dies. So here we find the change in Bosola. He changed himself completely. Now he seeks revenge on the brothers, and he vows to save Antonio. We know Antonio is near Milan with their eldest child. Now we find that Bosola has come to the Cardinal's palace in Milan. There he talks about the reward again, because Ferdinand is now mad, totally mad. He has developed a disease called lycanthropy. That is a very, very different disease. It is lycanthropy. Here, the patient would think himself to be a wolf and would go to the graveyards and dig dead bodies out. It is a mental disorder and there is no cure. Yes, the doctor said that I'm trying. Sometimes it seems that he's okay, but it may come back. And it comes back. He acts like a wolf. Then he wants to kill his own shadow. He's totally mad. So Bosola says to the cardinal that you are the person to give me the reward now, because your brother is out of his senses. But the cardinal now wants to get rid of Bosola. But outwardly he says, okay, Bosola, I will give you the reward if you can kill Antonio. Then altogether I will give you the reward. Now Bosola, inwardly he wants to save Antonio, but to the cardinal he says, okay, I will kill Antonio. In the meantime, we find Julia over there, as because she is the mistress of the cardinal. She was in the palace, in that palace. So Bosola, Julia and Bosola had something in between them. Julia enters with a gun and says that I would finish you, Bosola, because maybe you have given me a potion of love. That's why I have started loving you. But Bosola says, I haven't done anything like that. And they embrace each other. That means Julia had a feeling for Bosola as well. So look at Julia. She is the wife of old Castraccio. Then she is the mistress of the cardinal. And now she has a relationship with Bosola as well. Moreover, there is another suitor for Julia, that is Delio. Delio also had love for Julia, but Julia never loved Delio. It was one-sided love. Anyway, so now Bosola requests Julia to take out everything from Cardinal, whether he was also in the planning of the murder of the Duchess. Julia says, okay, I can take out everything from him, but you hide somewhere. In the meantime, we find that Antonio is fed up with his life, hide and seek life. He said that I would go to the Cardinal tonight and seek for reconciliation. If they accept it, okay, fine. Or if they punish me, it's also fine. It's better to die once rather than living this half life. So we find that Gelio and Antonio are also coming towards the palace. In the palace, we find that Bozola is hiding behind the curtains and listening to the conversation between the cardinal and Julia. Julia started like that she said to the cardinal that you seem to be troubled. You can share your troubles with me. You will feel lighter. So first of all, the cardinal didn't want to share, but somehow he shared everything with Julia. He told that yes, he had his hands in the murder of the Duchess. So he accepted it. But he said, sorry, but he said to Julia that promise me you won't tell this to anybody. Promise by kissing on the Bible. He poisoned the Bible earlier. So Julia kissed the Bible and died immediately. So there was poison on the Bible and it was done by the cardinal. Now Julia is dead. Bozola comes from behind the curtains and says, I have overheard everything, and now you should be aware of me that I want everything now. Give me the reward now. The cardinal again says, bring Antonio's dead body, then you'll have everything. In the meantime, Cardinal speaks to himself, says that I have to get rid of this Bozola. So Bozola again overhears him, and he is now very much alert that somebody may come to kill him. But look at the luck. It was dark at night, and Antonio came to the bedchamber of the cardinal. Bozola was there. Bozola thought that it is one of the persons whom cardinal has hired to kill him. So he stabs accidentally Antonio, whom he wanted to save with his own life. Antonio, when he sees that he has been stabbed, he can't imagine what happened. But Bozola, before Antonio dies, says everything about his family. And then Bozola dies. Now Bozola is determined to kill the cardinal. In between this time, the cardinal told all the courtiers to be in their room. Said, if you are around Ferdinand, he becomes more mad. So tonight you won't come out of your room. Even if you hear the loud cries of Ferdinand, or even I can cry out, help, help. I would like to check your loyalty. So you won't come out of your rooms. All the courtiers, all the officers, be in your room. This was actually because he wanted to get rid of the dead body of Julia, and he wanted the help of Bozola to get rid of her. So he first of all told Bozola that you help me to get rid of Julia's dead body, and then you murder Antonio, I will give you all your reward. But it's too late, as because Bozola has killed Antonio, now he is out of his mind and he has started stabbing the cardinal. Cardinal cries out, help, help, but as it is told earlier that nobody would come out of the rooms, nobody comes out of their room. But Pescara, the Marquis, suspects that this is a real cry for help. In the meantime, Ferdinand comes, and as because he is mad, he starts stabbing the cardinal, and then he stabs Bozola. Now, Bozola in return stabs Ferdinand. Stabbing, stabbing, and stabbing. Bloodshed. murder. These are all melodramatic elements. So we find that before the cardinal's death, he says that actually it was Ferdinand who wanted to kill her sister, our sister, not me. Yes, Ferdinand was against her too much, too much. He was too much. So we see that there are, in the meantime, as because Pescara thought that it is not a real, it can be, it's not a fake cry, it's a real cry for help. He came out, and the other officers, other courtiers also followed him to see how he will be humiliated by the cardinal, and he will be caught. But then they come and see another scene over there. The cardinal is dying, Ferdinand died, and Bosola is also dying. So there are a lot of dead bodies over there. A servant is also killed by Bosola here. So we are quite end to the story. Then Delio enters with the eldest son of the Duchess and Antonio. He will inherit everything. He will turn everything into good. All evil died, and he will reign with things to be good. And all the courtiers, all the officers said they would help the child. So that's all for today. This is the story in brief. Thank you so much for hearing so patiently. Okay, bye bye.